Video games. That one thing in my life I should spend way less time thinking about that I clearly don't because I'm now making this video. Now in the past, video games were only for nerds, but recently they have become much more popular in mainstream media. Whether that is because of the controversy of loot boxes, aka casino for kids, the vast number of new movies and series seemingly showing up almost every week, or games that have such an immense competitive following right now that are confusing jocks everywhere when they see League of Legends on their favorite sports channel.
I believe we need to preface this with, we know nothing.
But back in the old days, thinking about having a game with a budget of hundreds of millions of dollars was absolutely insane. But that didn't stop some meetings of probably going the lines of, this game looks fantastic, but I can't feel the characters' emotions. Also, I'm too lazy to read text. Oh, I know, we could hire voice actors. Nah. That's too expensive. I know, we'll do it ourselves. Excellent idea. I do voices in the showers all the time. Or at least that's what I think it happens behind the scenes. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that with our first game, that's exactly what happened. For all it is worth, The Town with No Name was just gonna be a forgettable experience for the Commodore City TV. But the reason this game became a cult classic was how awful the voice acting is.
Caramba, that really hurt. Oh, I've got a follower now.
So, are there no women around here?
Now the game could have been just bad, right? It makes me wonder why they decided to go with voice acting in the first place. There's a big chance that they just made this game as a joke. Probably were laughing all the way through developing it. Heck, I hope they were laughing because the game sucks. But let's just say that the game wasn't a joke. It was a serious attempt of making something. Did they really needed to do voice acting? Why just not tell the story like some old JRPGs? Now, it would be effortless for me to talk about bad voice acting using as an example a game that is so bad that you can actually finish it right after the intro.
Say, old timer, what place is this?
Don't you know where you are, sonny? Come back, Shane.
My name's not Shane, kid.
Seriously, I would just say look it up, but I just saved you a minute, so you're welcome. But lousy voice acting isn't something exclusive out of Microsoft Paint games. No. Some pretty big franchises made that mistake too. Now, we are all probably aware of the Resident Evil franchise, spawning several exciting games, some pretty, let's just say, not so great movies.
Thought you might need a hand.
And long-time beloved characters that when Netflix decided to change just one, it's enough to send the internet into a frenzy. But talking about the video games, some of them had excellent voice acting. Personally, I had such a hard time beating Wesker in Resident Evil 5 that there's a line that I will forever remember. Why can't you understand, Chris?
Why can't you understand, Chris?
Seriously, you have no idea how long it took me. Playing couch co-op, mind you, to beat Wesker in Resident Evil 5. You say Resident Evil 5, and I say,
Why can't you understand, Chris?
The most recent one, Resident Evil Village, came out just a few months ago, and I haven't played it yet, but looks good, sounds good. Maybe one day I'll try it, I'll guess. But when Capcom launched Resident Evil in 1996, the game is probably not as good as you imagine. Or remember it. I don't know how old you are. I can't see you from over here. Now, it is safe to say that Capcom was not a small company making games out of Microsoft Paint. They already had Street Fighter at the time, so yeah, they had the money to pay for voice acting. But as much as Resident Evil was a fantastic game, that together with the House of the Dead probably revamped zombies into popular culture, they had some issues. Nope, not the House of the Dead movies. We're talking about the games here. Calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. So here's the thing. Resident Evil was indeed really good. It was so good that people just let it slide. The subpar voice acting.
This house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
I'm sorry that you were worried about me.
We are in great danger. We must organize a search for the others and get the hell out of here.
What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Here's a lockpick.
See? Just relax and play.
I mean, the dialogues are bad, but what really throws me off is the fact that whenever they're building a line, you gotta move around like it's a Power Rangers episode. I'm sweating because of that. am definitely sweating because of that. It is not hot.
Back off, Fang Face! The good guys are here! Get off our planet!
Because we're the Power Rangers! And we're not backing down! Yes!
And since we're talking about zombies, let's talk about the House of the Dead. No, not the movies. The video game. I can totally talk about the movies some other time, but this is not the place for it, okay? And I'm still moving like a Power Ranger. By itself, the House of the Dead games are pretty good. They have different branching lines, they have great graphics for the time, very interesting mechanics. But hey, you know what I'm gonna talk about, right? Yeah, the voice acting. It absolutely blows. And if this is your first time actually seeing the House of the Dead voice acting, oh, you're in for a treat.
We're meeting G over there.
People of the AMS, I am Goldman.
Goldman! Only man himself can control its fate. You're nothing.
Man committed a sin, disturbing the life cycle of nature. The original sin that man is responsible to protect the life cycle. I have made a creature to rule over mankind.
Now I feel that there's some explaining to why this is probably one of the worst voice actings in video games of all time. For context, I'm just gonna say that the only reason that the game is called The House of the Dead is because the developers who made the game did not speak English. It's a Japanese video game, and they translated horror words from Japanese into English, and then they just, you know, put the ones that they thought looked the coolest. When the development team can't speak English, they probably don't even are able to tell that the voice acting is bad. Who cares if it's bad, right? You know, the games were made for arcade. Now, I didn't have a video game growing up. I actually burned my Mega Drive when I was growing up, but I did have a PC, and with a PC comes a way of, let's just say, alternative ways of playing console games without actually owning any of them.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
One of the franchises that I loved to play was Mega Man, but Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4, they were different from the bunch because the voice acting wasn't as bad as I remember.
That's a good question. We may be able to locate another energy emission from the radar room. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wahwee.
Oh yeah, they were terrible. From the classic, what am I fighting for?
No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What am I fighting for?
But to be fair, I don't think the Mega Man 8 voice acting was that bad. Of course, if we remove Dr. Light from the equation.
But I've never seen this type on Earth. I don't know where this energy came from, but cannot let it fall into Dr. Wahwee's hands.
When you look at the history, the only differences between Mega Man 8 and X4 was that the English voice acting was recorded in Japan. Now, I'm not trying to start a xenophobic war over here, okay? I know the House of the Dead also was recorded in Japan, but honestly, I think the voice acting in the games are bad because they just didn't care. Budget was probably small for voice acting anyways. Probably had like a studio for 1 hour. First take comes out, director looks at it and says, yep, that looks good, that's great, nope, you delivered the line. It's all we needed. Thank you, next. Actors will rarely get it perfect on the first take. Hell, I'm just an aspiring content creator, and there's probably a few takes over there that I don't enjoy. But yeah, those are just a few examples that I remember of lousy voice acting. If you feel like I missed someone, let me know in the comment section down below. And that'll be it for this week's video. And if you're still not bored of me, here's another one for you to watch. I don't know where it pops up. Bye!